All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call Halalyum Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakah Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. All right, so what I want to do is read this article. This is not going to be a long video. I just want to read this article to you, all right, and let you know what's going on and what's happening, man. All right, so let's read it. It says EU announces an end to online anonymity, all right, with introduction of mandatory digital IDs, all right. So as you know, all right, when it comes to biblical prophecy, all right, Revelation 13, man. All right, Revelation 13 and 16 all the way down, man. All right, everything is gradually, all right, moving towards to the MOTB, man. All right, the digital chocolate sea hit, man. All right, so let's read this article, man. All right, let's see what this article's talking about. All right, but let's read this title again. It says EU announces an end to online, all right, anonymity, all right, all right, with introduction of mandatory digital ID, all right, because pretty soon, all right, Revelation 13 and 16 on down, all right, the MOTB, all right, that's going to be made mandatory really soon, man. All right, very soon, man. All right, so it says Belgium is joining the EU's push to kill anonymity, all right, on the internet, all right, rolling out mandatory electronic IDs or EIDs to lock down social media access for its citizens, all right. So in order to even gain access to the internet, all right, or social media, you're gonna need some mandatory digital IDs, man. All right, so it says right here, for years, all right, since 2023, all right, Belgium has offered EIDs as an optional tool, one way to meet the national ID requirement for everyone over 12. But the game's changing, all right, upgraded with fingerprints since 2020. All right, these cards are already a must for accessing government services online. Now they're set to become the gatekeeper for your tweets, posts, and likes. Wow. So in order to even access, the internet or even social media, you want to go on Facebook or Twitter, or which is called X now, all right, or any other social media. You're gonna need one of these EIDs, man. All right, these mandatory digital IDs, man. All right, let's read that again. It says, for years since 2003, Belgium has offered EIDs as an optional tool, one way to meet the national ID requirement for everyone over 12. But the game's changing, upgraded with fingerprints since 2020. These cards are already a must for accessing government services online. So you need these, man. All right, now they're set to become the gatekeeper for your tweets, posts, and likes. All right, everything's moving closer. All right, so it says it was announced earlier this month that citizens will soon be able to request digital versions of their ID cards, all right, that they can use on smartphones by November 26th, all right. The new form of ID will be accepted not only for identification purposes, so it's going to be used for identification purposes as well, all right, but also for online authentication, all right, electronic signatures, and for travel between countries within the Schengen zone, all right. So, pretty soon even your passports are going to be digital, man. All right, because if I'm not mistaken, you the passport is that booklet that you have, and then it marks which countries you've been to and all of that. But pretty soon that's going to be digital and all that, man. You know, it says the new form of ID will be accepted not only for identification purposes, all right, so you know, strictly for just IDs, but also for online identification, electronic signatures, and for travel between countries within the Schengen zone. All right, which is in Belgium. All right, it says Minister, all right, of the Interior Bernard Quitten, all right, excuse me, Minister of the Interior Bernard Quitten stressed that the use of the digital ID will remain optional and that existing EID cards will still be valid. All right, but there's going to become a time where, because you see everything is moving, becoming digital, man. Look around you. Look what's going on, man. All right, if you don't live under a rock, look what's happening. Look around you, bro. Open your damn eyes, man. You know? Because there's only one main Israelite camp, all right, that teaches, all right, that the mark of the beast is the digital chocolate C-hip that the elites want to implant under your skin. And those are the prophets of Great Millstone. All these other camps don't teach that, man. You know, you got Sakari that teaches it, but they don't really push it like that, man. And these other camps, they teach that the mark of the beast is a spiritual thing and not a digital thing, or not a physical thing. All right, which indeed the mark of the beast is the digital micro C hip, man. All right, the digital chocolate C hip. All right, without a shadow of a doubt. If any prophet or someone claims to be a prophet that tells you that the mark of the beast is not the digital chocolate C hip, man, then you run from them fast, because you got people out there that's saying that the mark of the beast is a spiritual thing and not a physical thing, man. Which it is a physical thing, a literal physical thing that they want to implant in you, that the elites want to implant under your skin, man. All right. It says last week, however, it was reported by the Belgium newspaper, all right, La Ast News, all right, that the country's new minister of public modernization, civil services, public enterprises, digitization, and building administrations, Vanessa Metz, is considering making digital ID mandatory for using social media. All right, because even a lot of you can find out what's going on more on the internet than the news, man. You know, than these mainstream media outlets like CBS or ABC, all right, MSNBC and CNN and Fox News. You can find more out on the internet than way more on the internet. That's why they try and block the internet, man. All right, and also because the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord are teaching on the internet, man. That's the main reason why. All right, they're going to make it harder and harder just to use the internet, man. And pretty soon the internet is going to be done away with, man. And that goes into the famine of the word. You know, because pretty soon you're not going to be able to hear this truth anymore, man. All right, that goes into the prophecy known as the famine of the word. All right, that's Amos the 8th chapter, I think it is. All right, and then that's when all hell breaks loose. You're gonna be looking for the prophets in these videos, and you're not gonna be able to find them. Then you're gonna go out to the highways and hedges where the prophets are. You ain't gonna find them there either. That's why you got to get this word while you can, this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding while you can. All right, from the men of Great Millstone. The Israelites of Great Millstone. All right. It says Vanessa Metz is considering making digital ID mandatory for using social media. All right. The newspaper said that this suggestion appears in a policy note issued by Metz. It says Caroline Gennis, all right, who is the current Flemish Minister of Welfare, praised the idea. All right, it is becoming increasingly clear that social media has a negative impact on the well-being of our children and young people, she said. All right, as reported by Last News. All right, there they are confronted with completely unrealistic ideas about beauty, images of brutal violence and sexual abuse, fake news, and hate speech. All right, we need to intervene. We know that's not really why, bro. Come on. All right, we need to intervene. It's to condition the people. That's what it is. To get them used to everything being digital, right? So once the MOTB is made mandatory, you people will accept it happily, man. You know, because you're already used to everything being digital. So you're gonna be like, oh yeah, why not? Oh, I'll take it. All right. It says we need to intervene, again, is added. It says, in real life, we find it perfectly normal to set boundaries and introduce age restrictions to protect our children and young people. Why should it be different in the digital world? All right. The minister did not address the obvious privacy issues that would arise from such legislation. All right. Despite the fact that a mandatory ID check would render online anonymity, all right, impossible for citizens of all ages. All right, the European countries are considering making a digital ID mandatory for social media use as well. All right, last month, France's Minister of Justice Gerald Darmanin said that he would be looking into such a scheme for French internet users in the coming weeks. All right. So that's the news for you, man. That's the end of the article. You can read it for yourself or do a video on it. If any of you brothers, the great Millstone, ever see this video, or happen to see this video, I just want to bring you this news. This wasn't like going to be like a super deep lesson or nothing like that, but just want to let y'all know what's going on, man. All right. So y'all not living under a rock, man. You know what's happening. All right. You know what's going on around you. All right. You can't be asleep, man. All right. So Lord willing, this was edifying. All right. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Raktazai. This was edifying. All right. I ain't bring no scriptures out, nothing like that, but I just had wanted to read this. I wanted to read this article, man, to let you know what's happening, man. All right. So with that being said, I want to say call Haloyum Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakah Kwitash. All right. So on to the next one. Shalom.